Morning students. Today we will continue with our chapter number 6, the chemical reactions. Today we will deal with the energy changes which take place during the chemical reactions. Almost all the chemical reactions take place with the change of energy in the form of heat. When a chemical reaction involves breaking of bonds, energy is absorbed, and when the new bonds are formed, energy is released. So, depending on whether energy is absorbed or released, the chemical reactions are of two types: endothermic reaction, in which the absorption of heat takes place, and exothermic reaction, in which the release of heat takes place. So we will study about both of them in detail. Endothermic reactions. The chemical reaction in which the heat energy is absorbed by the reactants is called an endothermic reaction. In the endothermic reaction, the fall in temperature takes place. For example, when nitrogen and oxygen gases are heated to a very high temperature, about 3000 degrees Celsius, nitric oxide is formed. Similarly, when calcium carbonate is heated at about 1000 degrees Celsius, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide are formed. So in both the reactions, the heat is absorbed to form the new product. We'll do an activity to show the dissolution of ammonium chloride in water is an endothermic reaction. For this, the materials required are ammonium chloride, beaker, a spoon, and water. The procedure for it is as follows. We will take a beaker and fill it half with the water. Dissolve ammonium chloride in water with the help of a spoon. Then touch the beaker with your hand. Observation: we will observe that the beaker has become cooler, showing that the reaction was endothermic because ammonium chloride absorbs the energy from the water and makes it cool. Thus, it is concluded that dissolution of ammonium chloride in water is an endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. A chemical reaction in which heat energy is liberated with the formation of the products is called exothermic reaction. In the exothermic reaction, the rise in temperature takes place. For example, when water is added to calcium oxide, which is also known as quicklime, a large amount of heat is liberated along with the formation of calcium hydroxide, which is also called slaked lime, which boils the water. Another example, when nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia, the heat is liberated. We do an experiment to show that neutralization reaction of an acid with a base is an exothermic reaction. For this, the materials required are a flask, NaOH solution, dilute HCl solution, and phenolphthalein. The procedure for it is as follows. Take 50 ml of NaOH solution in a flask and add a few drops of phenolphthalein to it. Observation: we will observe that the solution turns pink. Now we add HCl, hydrochloric acid, drop by drop to this solution with continuous shaking. After some time, we observe that the solution becomes colorless. Also, the flask becomes hot. The conclusion for it is the point where the solution becomes colorless is the neutralization point. At this point, the base sodium hydroxide is completely neutralized by the acid hydrochloric. As heat is released in this reaction, it can be concluded that the neutralization of acid with a base is an exothermic reaction. What are oxides? Oxides are the compounds formed by the chemical combination of a substance with oxygen. The reactions showing the formation of oxides are called oxidation reactions. All the burning processes are examples of oxidation reactions. Some substances react with oxygen even at room temperature to form their oxides. For example, when sodium is exposed to air, it burns instantaneously, forming sodium oxide. Some substances react with oxygen only upon heating to form their oxides. For example, magnesium reacts with oxygen on heating to form magnesium oxide. Some substances, while reacting with oxygen, release a large amount of heat and light energy. For example, fuels such as petrol, kerosene, wood, etc. burn in oxygen to produce heat and light energy. Oxides can also be formed by the decomposition of certain metallic compounds. Oxides of metals are generally stable to heat, and they are considered to be the most stable form of compounds found in nature. Decomposition of carbonates. The carbonates of some metals decompose on heating strongly and yield or produce the respective oxides and carbon dioxide. For example, copper carbonate on heating strongly produces copper oxide and carbon dioxide. We will do an activity to show the decomposition of lead carbonate. The materials required are a test tube, lead carbonate and Bunsen burner, which provides the heat. We take the test tube and fill it about 1/3 with lead carbonate powder. Heat it with the help of Bunsen burner for a few minutes. We will observe that a colorless and odorless gas comes out, which turns lime water milky when passed through it. Allow the test tube to cool for some time. There will be a yellow residue left in the test tube. This is lead oxide. The conclusion: on heating, the lead carbonate decomposes into lead oxide and carbon dioxide. We do one more experiment to show the decomposition of calcium carbonate. The materials required for it are calcium carbonate, a piece of chalk or a marble chip, china dish, the Bunsen burner, a tripod stand and a wire gauze. We take 5 grams of calcium carbonate in a china dish, place it on the wire gauze kept on the tripod stand. We heat the china dish by lighting the Bunsen burner. We observe a colorless and odorless gas coming out which turns lime water milky when passed through it. A white residue is left behind in the china dish, which is calcium oxide or quicklime. Conclusion: on heating, calcium carbonate decomposed into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Decomposition of nitrates. Nitrates of some metal, when heated, they yield their respective oxides, the metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen as the products. For example, calcium nitrate when heated produces calcium oxide nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Decomposition of sulfates. Sulfates of some metals, they on heating produce metal oxide, sulfur dioxide and oxygen. For example, zinc sulfate on heating produces zinc oxide, sulfur dioxide and oxygen gas. Classification of oxides. On the basis of formation and properties, oxides are classified into four categories: acidic, basic, neutral and amphoteric. Non-metals react with oxygen on heating to form their respective oxides, which can be acidic or neutral in nature. Acidic oxides. Some of the non-metals, they react with oxygen on heating to form acidic oxides. For example, carbon, sulfur and phosphorus burn in oxygen to form the oxides which are acidic in nature. These oxides turn blue litmus paper red. For example, C, carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. Sulfur plus oxygen on heating gives sulfur dioxide. Basic oxides. The metals react with oxygen under different conditions to form their respective oxides, known as basic oxides because of their basic nature. For example, sodium and potassium react with oxygen vigorously at room temperature. So, in order to prevent their oxidation, they are stored under kerosene. So, 4Na, that is sodium, reacts with oxygen to give sodium oxide. Potassium reacts with oxygen at the room temperature, forming potassium oxide. Calcium also reacts with oxygen at room temperature as it is also reactive. So, calcium with oxygen forms calcium oxide. Metals such as magnesium, zinc, aluminium, copper, iron, lead and mercury react with oxygen only upon heating to form their respective oxides. Magnesium plus oxygen on heating forms magnesium oxide. Zinc and oxygen on heating forms zinc oxide. Copper reacts with oxygen forming copper oxide, and lead reacts with oxygen forming lead oxide. Zinc, lead and copper, when exposed to air, develop a protective coating of their oxides. This coating prevents the further reaction. Silver, gold and platinum do not react with air or oxygen. Some of the basic oxides dissolve in water to form their corresponding hydroxides known as alkalis. Alkalis, being basic in nature, turn the red litmus paper blue. For example, sodium oxide reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide. Potassium oxide reacts with water forming potassium hydroxide. Calcium oxide reacts with water forming calcium hydroxide. The basic oxides react with acids to form the salt and water. For example, zinc oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid forming zinc chloride and water. Lead oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid forming lead chloride and water. Neutral oxides. Some nonmetals such as hydrogen, carbon and nitrogen form oxides that are neutral in nature. That is, they are neither acidic nor basic. So they are called the neutral oxides. For example, hydrogen reacts with oxygen on heating forming water. Carbon reacts with oxygen on heating forming carbon monoxide. Nitrogen on heating reacts with oxygen forming nitric acid. The neutral oxides are insoluble in water. Amphoteric oxides. The oxides of some metals such as zinc, aluminium and lead react with both acids and bases to form salt and water. So they are called amphoteric oxides. For example, zinc oxides react with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and water. Zinc oxide also reacts with sodium hydroxide to form sodium zincate and water. Aluminium oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid forming aluminium chloride and water. Aluminium oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide forming sodium aluminate and water. Similarly, lead oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid forming lead chloride and water. Lead oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide also forming sodium plumbite and water. Thank you.